All right, guys, so that face palm in the thumbnail basically exactly captures how I was feeling earlier. Yesterday, I thought I was going to have to put Apothecary in a toxic set. I thought this was my best option for a poisoner, but as you can see, Apothecary is out of the toxic set. He's back into some normal-ish gearing, and I made a few little changes. Didn't even have to 6-star a champion, a new champion who I thought I was going to have to 6-star. Didn't have to do it. Made a few little changes, and boom, Dragon Stage 16, full auto, and I believe 100% consistent. Let's talk about what changes I made and how we got to where we're at now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing great. If you watched my video, my most recent video, basically it was recorded late at night, so I'm going to blame it on that. But I was talking about how my Apothecary was in toxic gear, how he was going on Dragon Stage 16, and how he was going to be the champion who I was going to have to use as a poisoner for right now because my idea, Finchy, I didn't think he was quite to the point of being able to do Dragon Stage 16, being 5-star, not even fully leveled, level 43, no masteries, which I do need to work on that. But come to find out earlier, for whatever reason, I don't know why I had it so hard stuck in my head that, hey, Finchy has to be level 60 because without being level 60, he's not going to do enough damage. He's just not going to function correctly. So obviously I got to be careful before I invest in champions. We all do, right? Because they cost so much to invest in. You got to make sure you're making a good decision. Well, I went in here, threw some gear around on Finchy, changed up a few things, tried Dragon Stage 16 again. Boom, full auto, 100%. So what exactly changed? Well, first off, I put some gear on him because before I did this, he had basically no gear whatsoever. Now, if we look at his stats, my focus was good HP, good defense. I wanted him to be as fast as possible because he's not booked whatsoever. So I have no books. But the reason why I'm bringing him is for this A3 ability, which is poisons. So on a three turn duration on a 4-turn cooldown. Granted, whenever he gets fully booked, it'll be a 3-turn cooldown. But as you can see, like I said yesterday, this guy basically demands a small library worth of investment. I don't have that right now. I have 0 books, and my next one that I get has to be going to Rector Draft because she's missing a pretty valuable book right here. But I decided, hey, let's go ahead and try Finchy out. My original thought process was that I was going to throw him in Relentless gear, hopefully get him to place even more poisons. I have other options for poisoners. I have Grave Chill Killer. She's not a terrible option, but she's going to be replaced pretty soon. If I pulled her a few weeks ago, maybe I would have built her up. This poison on the A1's nice. The other ones are weak versions unless poison sensitivity is applied. Frozen Banshee's the one I really wanted, but let's talk about Finchy. He's the focus for today. So I was like, okay, 3-turn duration, 4-turn cooldown, that's not really too bad. So as long as he's really fast, as long as he's surviving, at least decent, right? We have Rector Draft to res him, which is a big thing I wasn't thinking about. But as long as he can survive, cycle through his abilities, he's going to do good enough to apply enough poisons because yesterday when I did it, I was so close. So what I did is I put this gear on him. So his perception set, we need good accuracy. I actually did this the first time and I was getting resisted a lot. So basically when you're going through the dungeons, you want about 10 times the stage number of accuracy. So we're doing stage 16. We want about 160 accuracy to make sure everything's landing correctly. The perception pieces, just get them from doing faction wars, get your materials from faction wars, throw it in, make some perception pieces. Honestly, if the subsets are bad, doesn't really matter because the set bonus, 40 accuracy plus 5% speed is so nice. Like this piece, the 20 accuracy is really nice. Crit rate, crit damage, I don't really need it for him right now. Granted, down the road I might, but right now I don't. This piece right here is a good example, okay? Flat defense. Typically people will be like, okay, that's a sell. Well, I did roll it up. I got 2 speed rolls, which is what I'm exactly needing. HP, accuracy, and it's a set bonus. So I was like, hey, let's go ahead and throw that on him. It's not being used by anybody else. And just for comparison's sake, let's look at this. So a level 12 chest plate, 5-star defense percent, same thing as this, would only give us an extra 21 defense. There's no defense substats on this ability right here. So to be honest, the percentage stat versus the flat stat, because Finchy level or 5-star defense is so low, it's not really that big of a difference. So having this on him works out perfectly. Got some speed boots. I got super lucky with this, but to be honest, all this is going to allow me to mostly do is once I get him fully level 60, fully mastery Giant Slayer, it's going to proc obviously more often. It's going to help him do that A1 ability, proc more Giant Slayer procs on the Dragon, Fire Knight, Clan Boss, wherever it may be. Obviously, if we're going to throw him in Clan Boss, I may change up his build a little bit, but right now, this is working very well. This ring, defense. I just want survivability and speed. Survivability and speed, that was my main focus, but let's go ahead and jump in here and see what's going on and kind of talk about a little bit more, okay? So this video should be a fairly short one today, but I wanted to show you guys this. Thylesia, I tried doing it with her, didn't quite work. I do believe Apothecary was for the defense aura, but basically, I have Rector Draft, okay, and she's built fast and relentless gear. Honestly, early on, I know Rector Draft was a free champion, so a lot of people may actually have her. A lot of you guys may have her. This is on a 4-turn cooldown, but she's in a relentless set, so she's getting those extra turns every so often. So it doesn't really matter if Finchy even survives through the waves. Like, he can die right now. That's perfectly fine. As long as when we get to the dragon, Rector Draft can res him, get him healed up. So we have Apothecary for some extra heals in here, for some speed boosts. Like right now, he just died. I don't care. He's useless on the waves. Everything's single target. I don't really care about him. He can die as many times as he wants. But as long as Rector Draft is fast, survivable, and Relentless Gear helps out a ton, because it makes sure once we get to the dragon stage that she's going to have a res ready for him as soon as possible. Because once he comes back to life, places those poisons on the dragon, it's a GG from there, because those poisons stay on for a 3-turn duration. And honestly, I used Finchy and Fire Knight earlier as well, and I'm stuck on stage, I think, 14, the Spirit Affinity stage. First Spirit Affinity, I think, where you get 4 to 6 star gear, and honestly, that's a difficult one because he's weak affinity. My team is very force heavy, which is good on Magic Affinity, obviously, because there's strong affinity there, but it really sucks when it's against Spirit, because I'm missing all my decreased speed from the A1, I'm missing all the turn meter reduction from the A2, the cooldowns take forever, and I just don't got a good team. I think if I can beat that stage, the next one is a Magic Affinity, I think I could do that one a lot easier, but as you can see here, my team's dropping down like crazy. Definitely people are dying. Not a big deal whatsoever, because we have 2 support champions, one being a resurrect champion. So if you had Seal of the Drakes, very, very similar. She has a good res. I think it's a fairly low cooldown, but if you have her fast, even in Relentless Gear, whatever it may be, you can make sure once you get to the boss fight that your Poisoner, who's likely going to be fairly squishy, will be alive. Now, this didn't happen the first few times I did it, so this is definitely looking different than what I originally saw, and it is fully auto, so Rector Drath is making her own decisions on who she's rezzing. Personally, if that was me, I would not have been rezzing Finchy, because he does no damage. Like I said, he's useless on the waves. He doesn't do any damage. He's not really built to do damage. He's only built to apply those poisons on the dragon, because it's 5%, 2 poison, 2 5% poison, so it's doing good damage to the dragon. But hopefully we can cycle back around. Apothecary doing his nice heals. Finchy is about to go down again, but luckily we got Elhain res. I want to keep this on fully auto. Obviously I could turn it off auto and it's going to be more consistent, but I'm not staying up all night. I'm not staying up for a few hours, whatever it is, to constantly click who's going to be rezzed, so on and so forth. So once we get to the dragon, hopefully Finchy comes back to life. At that point, Shield Guard doesn't matter. So Shield Guard's for the waves, Finchy for the dragon. Shield Guard doesn't matter on the dragon that much. I mean, he does have the War Master procs, which are pretty nice. Finchy doesn't matter on the wave. So basically what I realized is that having Apothecary taken out of the Toxic set made him very fast, pretty tanky, so he can get around for those increased speeds. Something similar for Haikatoon. Any increased speed champion, obviously Apothecary has a heal, so it's very nice as well. But basically having him fast so he can cycle through, keep those speed up on the champions. I really want Finchy to take as many turns as possible and get that A3 up as often as possible. Hopefully applies it here. Obviously it's on cooldown. Unfortunately, it is on cooldown because he does do it on auto. He does prioritize that, I do believe. At least he's done it the last few times. But once we start getting that rolling, it's going to be a huge difference. It's going to be so nice. But this team, we can see it struggled through the waves right there. But once we get to the dragon, not that big of a deal. We got 2 poisons just now applied. Hopefully I don't see any resists here. That was a big thing I had to work on, is that getting the accuracy high enough. But with Perception Gear, I don't really think I need to invest in the Great Hall with the accuracy bonus, to be honest, because we got 170 accuracy right now, which takes me up to stage 17, almost stage 18, a few more glyphs, and we'll be good for stage 18. His stats, he doesn't even have an accuracy chestplate. Accuracy chestplate would give me an extra, 70, 80, or even more accuracy. It's a big difference there. So I don't think I really need to focus on accuracy in the Great Hall, because he doesn't even have the masteries done yet. That would be like an extra 20 accuracy, I believe. A decent chunk of extra accuracy, right? The charge focus that gives him extra accuracy when he has abilities on cooldowns, I believe would work well for him, depending on how he cycles through everything, because if nothing's on cooldown, obviously it'll help me land those poisons more often, but it's kind of hard to factor that in sometimes. Like with Rector Drath, it's useless for her basically, because she's constantly, everything's on cooldown. The only time she uses her A1, which this is kind of getting off on a tangent, but basically the charge focus mastery is more or less dead on Rector Drath, unless it's like on a counterattack at the very start of the match, something like that. But I am going to change her masteries. I'm pretty sure I put it into that one, which is the second row of the support tree, but a lot of champions it's good for. Some champions it's basically useless though, even though accuracy is still beneficial for them. But as you can see here, yesterday, We didn't go through it at all. Obviously, I could throw Doom Priest in here, so whoever did leave that comment, I did see that comment. Thank you for mentioning that. Doom Priest would be awesome, definitely to cleanse these poisons. Rector Drath's doing a very good job, though, at keeping those poisons off. And I have Rector Drath, obviously, but you could use any other res champion. It's going to be very similar. Obviously, she brings the extra benefit of healing as well. She's an amazing champion, don't get me wrong. And the decreased attack, she's tremendous. But you can use other res champions and keep with the same kind of philosophy, same kind of idea, where basically you don't need your DPS. You don't need these poison champions to go through the waves. Like Frozen Banshee, she doesn't have to be on the waves. As long as you can get her to the dragon, and if you have her in Lifesteal Gear with good accuracy, she can solo the dragon once she's there. As long as she can stay alive, War Master, Lifesteal Gear, plus good accuracy, she's going to be perfectly fine. But as long as you get them to the dragon, you're going to be good to go. So just got to have good enough wave clear to do so. Now we're doing stage 16. The importance of stage 16, if you didn't hear yesterday, basically we're not going to have to worry about brews or mystery shards dropping. So I know, hey, I'm getting ancient shards or I'm getting good gear. Good gear is my main focus, right? That was a little bit worrisome there, but not a big deal, because even if Finchie does die right at the end, we do have War Master procs from Elhain as well as Shield Guard, which every run I've done where he does die, it's been perfectly fine. They go through it, no problem whatsoever. Once he does get mastery, it's going to be a nice little benefit as well. I got 3 4-star drops. Like, I'm looking for 6-star here, not 4-star. But either way, that's a really nice boost. So the fusion that's coming up, I don't know when exactly that is, but we did get an announcement about it recently, not in game yet, but the fusion coming up, I'm going to talk about the champions involved in the fusion. We'll kind of decide from there. Quit free to play. It's your boy Quit. Welcome to the rock pile, buddy. So we're definitely going to try to do the fusion. I don't know, though. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to go for the fusion or if I'm going to go for some other champions involved in the fusion. We're going to see all the information whenever it does release. As soon as we get it, I'll let you guys know. And we'll definitely do some free-to-play type layout, my plans for the fusion, because I got to let you guys in a little secret, okay? A little disappointing secret. The past 2 fusions on my main account, I missed. Opardin and Tatura, I missed them. Now, why did I miss them? Honestly, I don't know. Because of terrible planning and overconfidence, that's how I missed them. My main account, I really never missed any fusions that I tried at all for, but apparently, I got to try a little bit harder than I originally thought, because somehow I missed 10 fragments for Opardin on my main account, who I was actually going for him on, and then Plarium says, hey, you can buy those 10 fragments for $20. And honestly, he could be a good champion, but I didn't want to spend $20 on him. I was more tempted to spend the $20 on the 30,000 essentially CVC points than I was for the champion himself, but my money is safe. I saved it up, so we're all good to go there. But basically, guys, let's look through my champions and how they're geared. So Elhain is in Lifesteal Gear. She's focused on damage and speed, good attack, survivability, not so much. She's going to be pretty squishy. Shield Guard, he has a revenge accessory, which, guys, these are so extremely nice, okay? Especially on the Fire Knight. Finchie actually got me to stage, I think, 14, like I said. So we're kind of struggling right now. But those revenge accessories, when they proc, they are so nice, especially when they proc on Finchie or if they procced on Apothecary. I don't have any on him, obviously, but if he procced it, 3 hits. Finchie procs it, 3 hits, and the chance to apply decreased speed. And when the Fire Knight hits, if you have 2 or 3 champions counterattacking, it's that much easier to get the Fire Knight shield down from 10 down to 0, so you can actually start breaking through and actually start working down the shield. But Shield Guard, Lifesteal Gear, decent defense, decent HP. Obviously, he's a defense-based champion, so I'm stacking that. Speed's not great, but he does get turn meter whenever he crits. I do need to adjust his gear, and I will as soon as we start farming some more dragon, opening up more avenues to get better gear, so on and so forth. Rector Drath, just tanky. HP, defense, speed. I got her in Relentless Gear. Ideally, I would have her to be about 160 accuracy, but unfortunately, just not able to do that just yet. Her masteries, I will be changing, like I said, the charge focus right here. It's kind of useless for her. Increases accuracy by 20 when this champion has no skills on cooldown. Anytime she's using her A1, which applies a debuff, she's going to have a skill on cooldown because she's not going to be prioritizing her A1 unless you tell her to only use that A1 ability, right? Over here, I think we're going to go down on offense to pick up War Master. It'll help with a little extra damage on Dragon, a little extra damage on Clan Boss, just a little extra damage overall. Defense tree would help her stay alive. If I was going arena, this is what I would do. But since she's going to be using so much PvE content, I think offense and getting War Master is the most valuable. Everything else is going to kind of be useless for her, to be honest, down the offense tree, because she's not here for damage. But War Master will be nice, adding a little bit of extra damage. I'll kind of weigh those out. I'll decide later on. But over here, support, I'm going to have to redo all of her masteries, to be honest, because this is useless. I like to get this one, so I'm going to change it up. We'll get that fully complete later on. I don't know what the deal is here. It's a little bug. We don't actually have offense and support, but hey, it is what it is. Apothecary, I changed his gear to make him fast and as tanky as I could get him. Basically, HP percentage. They're both gray pieces, so no substats were already rolled, but it was both HP percentage. That's what I needed. That's what I wanted, so that's what I went with. Plus it benefits Rector Draft with the continuous heal. It's very nice. And then we got our boy Finchy, who unlocked the capability of actually doing Dragon Stage 16 for me, who I don't understand how I was just completely oblivious to yesterday. Completely overlooking it. And he's actually going to be doing good on Fire Knight as well. So I may not have to take him to 6-star just yet. I do want to take him to 6-star soon, but I'm going to kind of roll some few thoughts around, decide. The champion training event going on right now. Let's see where we're at with this champion training tournament. So I do want to get these core hammers if I can. Yo, Chaos Ore is the first. That's actually pretty cool. So they didn't take anything away, did they? I'm not missing anything they took away. I actually just now noticed that. So 6-star Chaos Ore, legendary. That's actually really nice. I like that. I'm going to have to focus on my main account now. So we're definitely going to have to get that. This 6,000 points, maybe I try to go for that. Maybe I try to level up some champions and go for it. We have the fusion coming up, so that's something I do have to keep in mind. If I go investing in this, will it mess me up with my fusion attempt? We got 3 epic books, so as long as I place, that should be okay, right? So I may actually start using some energy, go ahead and doing that. So once we get to the fusion, maybe I can start moving up to Dragon Stage 20. So Dragon Stage 20, I really wish we had some champions for like increased defense or AoE decreased attack. I don't believe I do. Maybe I do though. Maybe I'm just overlooking them. But I will look through these champions. I got to be careful on who I decide to take to 60 next, of course, right? Finchy may not actually be the top priority like I originally thought he was because he's working as he is now. He really need those epic books though. Those epic books, oh my gosh, they're insane. Insane. Like when at this point in the account, epic books are so valuable. Like I don't have any legendary I really want to book yet. So it is what it is, guys. But good luck going for the fusion. Let me know. Are you guys going to go for it? Are you going to wait for a little more information to come out, see a little bit of testing? I'm going to go for it. My main account, actually go for it this time. At this account, we'll see. We'll see what other options we have, how it's looking up, how the calendar's laid out, and we'll decide then. But guys, don't underestimate the power of 5-star champions. Put them in some tanky gear. Obviously, I can't go without saying Rector Draft makes this possible. If she wasn't 60, if she wasn't 6-star, Finchy would need to be 6-star to actually survive through the waves. But since we have a good Resurrect champion, we have another support. Doesn't matter if he dies or not, because as long as he gets resurrected on the dragon, we are good to go. So I'd show you a Fire Knight run, but ain't nobody want to sit through a 5-6 minute Fire Knight run. Literally did stage 14 for 16 minutes earlier just for it to fail. But it is what it is, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.